The new Animal Hospital update is hiding way more secrets than I expected, and today we are going to explore the brand new office area, discover what Dr. Harlow is hiding, and uncover some insane connections to the old Animal Hospital lore. We are also going to talk about the new rain event and some of the strangest things that can happen during a shift. So let's start with the biggest new feature. After the update, there is now a chance for an Animal Corporation van to arrive during a shift. When it arrives, Dr. Harlow starts taking boxes from the van, and you need to wait until enough boxes have been delivered. For me, this happened around shift 16, but some players have reported reaching shift 26 without getting the event, so it looks like the event might be completely random. Once enough boxes arrive, Dr. Harlow will actually ask you to help him. You need to take one of the boxes and follow him. And this is where things get interesting. Near the shop, a brand new door will open. It says staff only, and behind this door is an entire new area called the office. At first, the area looks pretty normal, but then you notice something really strange. There is a long hallway with 8 different doors. 8 doors. But right now, we can only enter one of them, Dr. Harlow's office. And even before entering his office, you can already find an interesting Easter egg. If you look to the left, behind one of the bushes, you can see a reference to the deer from 99 Nights. And that's not even the craziest part, because Dr. Harlow's office is filled with secrets. Let's start with the most important one. On Dr. Harlow's desk, you can find a family photograph. It shows Dr. Harlow, his wife, and his son. And his son looks extremely familiar, because he appears to be the same anomaly shown in the game's icon. So, this raises a huge question. Did Dr. Harlow's own son become an anomaly? We still don't know exactly what happened to his family, but if this really is his son, then Dr. Harlow might have a much deeper connection to the anomalies than we originally thought. And maybe he wasn't just studying anomalies. Maybe his own family was involved, but there is another secret in his office that makes this even stranger. On one of the shelves, there is a book called On the Discovery and Nature of the Anomaly Gene, and the author is John Arthur Anomaly. But if you shorten his name, it basically becomes John Anomaly. So who exactly is John Anomaly? Is this supposed to be a real scientist inside the Animal Hospital universe? Or is the name itself another hidden joke from the developers? Either way, the book tells us something important. There is apparently an actual anomaly gene, which means becoming an anomaly might not be completely random. There could be something inside their bodies that causes the transformation, and Dr. Harlow may know much more about it than he tells us, but then we find something even more interesting. A letter. The letter is addressed to Dr. Harlow. It says, "Dear Dr. Harlow, I am writing to congratulate you on the progress you have made. The boss is very pleased, and this has brought us much closer than we were before. You know this. I would also like to remind you that you need to pay the actors at the reception on time. I would hate for the intern to feel lonely and resign." And that last part is really important, because it suggests that the people we see coming into Animal Hospital might actually be actors. Think about that. The patients we treat every single shift might not actually be normal patients. They could be actors participating in some kind of experiment. And if that's true, then Animal Hospital isn't just a hospital. It could be a giant testing facility. The patients come in, the staff observe them, the anomalies are studied, and Dr. Harlow is somehow connected to the entire operation. But there is even more evidence. On another shelf, you can find 2 documents. They are called Incident Report 325, Part 1 and Part 2. These documents talk about an incident involving the Underbed Monster. According to the report, the monster attacked a monkey named Owingit, and Owingit was actually a previous intern who worked at the hospital. We already heard about Owingit during the conversation with Dr. Harlow while drinking Minty, but now we finally have more information about what happened. And this is where the story gets much darker. There is another document about Room 4 in the Animal Corporation Recovery Department. It describes an anomaly entering a hospital room during the night. Inside the room were 2 patients, a cat and a rabbit. According to the staff reports, the 2 patients had become very close. They apparently spent their evenings playing board games together. But then the anomaly attacked them. The cat hid underneath the bed. The rabbit was attacked, and the cat tried to save the rabbit. She reached out with her arms to pull him away, but something happened to her. She transformed into the Underbed Monster. And this is one of the coolest references in the entire update, because this story is extremely similar to the lore that fans had already created about the Underbed Monster. It looks like the developers may have taken an existing fan theory or fan-made story and adapted it directly into the official Animal Hospital lore. And that makes the game's story even more interesting, because now we have to ask, how many other fan theories could actually become canon? And there is one more detail inside Dr. Harlow's office. The ventilation system is broken, and it looks like Ratu may have something to do with it. Apparently, he damaged the ventilation system in Dr. Harlow's office, which is funny at first, but considering everything else we have discovered about Ratu, it might actually be another clue. Why was Ratu even interested in Dr. Harlow's office? What was he trying to find? And why does he keep investigating the hospital? We still don't have the answer. Also, if you look at one of the boxes sitting on the shelf in his office, you can see a note on the back that says, R was here. This most likely means Ratu was here. It could be a message left for the player by Ratu, who was also the one who broke the ventilation system. But there is one more disturbing detail. Ron left a message for Dr. Harlow about a new shipment. He says it must be processed and turned into medicine immediately. Then he mentions something strange. The previous batch was left unprocessed overnight, and according to the staff, it was different in the morning. So what exactly is inside these shipments? And next to it, we can also find a board showing DNA research. This could be connected to the anomaly gene we found in Harlow's office. So maybe Animal Hospital is not just treating patients. Maybe the hospital is actually part of a much bigger experiment. Now let's go through some of the Easter eggs that can be found outside. If you copy the map and extract all the data from replicated storage, you can find a lot of interesting secrets. First, we can see what the second floor is going to look like. The developer has already planned the staircase and you can see it on your screen right now. There are also special placeholders for all the underwater monsters, and their different variations. And, of course, inside Dr. Harlow's office, there is a huge purple area called Dorm Monster Locations. There are also labels saying Shadow 0, Shadow Out, and Unused Dorm Location. So this could mean that the stalker might actually be able to spawn in this room. But now let's talk about the other major addition in this update, the rain event. During a shift, the weather can suddenly change. It starts raining outside the hospital, and when the rain begins, something strange happens. Fish patients start arriving at the hospital. They constantly make a blop sound, and while they don't seem to have completely different mechanics from normal patients, they are definitely one of the funniest additions in the update. But the rain also changes the hospital itself. Water starts getting inside, and wet puddles appear on the floor. And these aren't just decorations, you can actually slip on them. So now you have to be careful while walking around the hospital during the rain event. And honestly, this update feels much bigger than just adding a few new rooms. We now have Dr. Harlow's family, a possible Anomaly Gene, Animal Corporation, actors pretending to be patients, old incident reports, the Underbed Monster's origin, Ratu interfering with the hospital, a brand new office area, and an entire rain event. And the biggest question is still unanswered. What are those other 7 doors for? Because right now, we can only enter Dr. Harlow's office, but there are 7 more rooms waiting behind those doors. And if Dr. Harlow's office already contains this many secrets, imagine what could be hiding in the rest of the office. Maybe one of them belongs to Animal Corporation. Maybe another contains the experiments. Maybe one is connected to Ratu. Or maybe one of those rooms finally explains what happened to Dr. Harlow's family. The update may have just opened the door to the biggest part of Animal Hospital's lore yet. And I have a feeling we haven't even discovered half of the secrets. Comment what you think is hiding behind the other 7 doors.